My name's Scruffy, and I hope you enjoy this segment of the podcast.
World of Warcraft Classic launched their hardcore version. Basically, the mod took off. The add-on did really well. The private, it wasn't a private server, it's just an add-on to the official game. Did really well, got a lot of traction. Shocker, Blizzard was like, oh, we can cash in on this, and they're like, yoink.
Of course.
Did they shut down the modded version as well?
No, they didn't shut the modded version down. You can still play the modded version if you'd like.
Well, that's better than some of the alternatives that they've done.
Yes.
Yeah. There's some different rules that the modded version has to versus. So this is, people are calling this hardcore softcore because you can trade
parkour.
In this. You can run dungeons multiple times. It's not just I don't think it's just like a lockout kind of system, if I'm not mistaken. The auction house is open. So there's some different things that they have versus in the modded version. There's very strict rules, like you can't party with somebody outside of your initial duo. You can't there's a lot. So this is a more soft version of it. I don't know. I will say I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time with it. It is through Classic, so you get to kind of re-experience Classic again. But there is an added level of dread, because if you die, you have to restart. The other thing that I think that was really cool is that they added Makra into the game. So you can duel to the death, which is really cool. As well, if you want to do that, and people have set up like duel to the death tournaments, which is pretty dope. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again,
is this a hardcore only server that you're on?
Yes. So they have two hardcore only servers. And you have
that way, if you see somebody die in the world,
they're dead. That's it. Yeah.
Dead.
The one thing I don't understand why they didn't add to this that the mod has is what you're seeing in my left corner over here, which is the death log. So that's an added bonus. Every time that you see something like up at the top pop up, it says this person has died to this mob at this level in this area.
Oh man, I
don't know why they didn't implement that as a thing inside the game versus having to do an add-on. But I'm gonna tell you, man, day one, 100,000 people died, and one of the number one killers to it was the elevators at Thunderbluff and the Undercity elevator. Killed a metric fuck ton of people.
Oh my god!
That's why I was talking to you about it last night, where I was like, I would never fucking play Classic Hardcore simply because I know for a fact that's the kind of shit.
Oh yeah, I mean you got to be careful.
Is there any way to like? There's nothing like in Diablo where you have the death evade potions or anything like that, right?
Not yet, at least. I don't think so.
You mean
I feel like they're good. I feel like they're going to need something like that, because some of the like in-game dungeons and like the 40-man raids and stuff, like there's some mechanics in there where somebody could potentially like grief the entire group, move a mechanic over top of everybody, and then just nuke an entire team.
So they have they have a feature that you can report, like if something like that is happening. I mean, and they will reinstate your character.
Okay,
but it's they have to have like evidence. Like one of our guildmates had a went into a low level dungeon. It was RFC, I think. And they were, or RFK, whatever the razor fin area. And anyway, they were doing a dungeon, and a dude went in, pulled the entire thing, ran them back to them, and killed them all. And again, in Classic, aggro doesn't work how aggro works in retail. So if you like, for me, I'm playing as a mage. One thing that a lot of people don't know as a mage is that if you go and Frost Nova then basically makes it so anything that is frozen will aggro to whatever is the closest thing beside it. It doesn't matter what it is. So you can go and control. And so if that happens, one of my guildmates died, he reported it, and he got his character back.
They need a better system, because they're going to get over flooded.
The good thing about like late game like raids, like those 40-man raids though, is that like if you're gonna be that dedicated to be a dickhead, like kudos on you, man. Like you went through fucking 40 fucking levels of hardcore. Wow.
I'm gonna be real with you. People are going to do that.
Oh, I'm not saying they're not going to, but
any streamer that's playing this game, they're going to do it just to make that streamer miserable. Like
no, 100%.
Well, so again, the other thing that has also happened, because that happened actually in the mod, but that has happened too, where streamers are getting trolled, they're getting stalked and camped, and basically people are following them with twinks and dragging mobs to them to kill them, and they're getting like Blizzard, at least following them, is getting insta banned. So again, it's something that you do have, but Enigma, I will say, like, I think Enigma does have a point where the higher up that you get, like, the less, like, because again, it takes a lot of time, man, to get
There's
to
a lot of work to get
to 30,
yeah.
40, 50, 60 in this game. It takes a shit ton of work.
I think your first 40-man raid is it what, 30, 35?
I don't know.
I want to say
I'm not there
something
yet.
like that.
So, and in OG, I soloed all the way until 60, so I never did any of that. So, but yeah, so while you do have to pay for the subscription, I do think that's pretty shitty. There is a rumor though going
Wait,
around.
it's another subscription?
No.
Or
It's
is
part
it
of
just
part of
tied
your
onto
standard.
Classic?
It's just
Okay.
classics.
Yeah, it's part of
Okay.
your standard.
Cool.
But there is a rumor going around from an interview that did happen with Phil and some people that I can't name that have said that there are very big talks about bringing WoW to the Game Pass. Once all of this kind of stuff gets done, that WoW.
Me and Enigma were talking about that once.
I'd be really interested to see if they'll do it, because like that
Yeah,
WoW would be their
sub
first
on Game
sub
Pass.
based on Game Pass. Yeah,
Yeah,
because they already have Elder Scrolls
ESO?
Online.
yeah.
And that's been ZeniMax and Bethesda have been a part of Microsoft for 5 or 6 years now. So but it would definitely be a huge one for me, especially because like at that point I would 100% play WoW again if I didn't have to worry about making the sub. I just had to pay for a sub for Game Pass. Granted, I think that I'm worried that they would bring Game Pass's price up if that was the case, but
it'll probably be its own tier if I had to to guess.
Maybe.
Well, anyway, so there's that.
Yo, did you enjoy this episode of the Patch Notes? You did? Great. Then you should hang out with us live every Thursday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. But in case you missed us, you can always listen over at anchor.fm/prepatch podcast or any podcast platform at your convenience. This was Scruffy, signing off.